Hey guys, this is my 1976 Porsche 914. We're gonna restore it. We're gonna try to restore it. Let's see if we can take it apart so we can put it back together. It's kind of glued in here with the butyl, I think is what they call it. It's a real sticky tarp. There's probably some other stuff holding on too. But, we're gonna try to save the trim if we can. I'm not worried about the paint, obviously. And I'm not too worried about the glass. We'll probably get a new one because it looked like somebody scratched it right here at some point. Pretty good. This is a replacement glass too, so somebody replaced it at some point. Probably 40 years ago. Well, all right, we've got our first casualty. Yeah, I didn't expect that to happen, but it just kind of bent right there. Oh well. I didn't think I was pulling on it that hard, but I guess I was. Yeah, it's bending real easy. Well, shoot. I'm assuming maybe you could just straighten it out with a hammer and dolly. I don't know. I don't know how else you'd get this out. It's in there pretty good. Well, we might need some new trim. Oh, that's coming out. Well, maybe not. This stuff here is what's holding it. Part of what's holding it. And it's been in there for a long time, so. I think there's some little clips too. Yeah, there's one there, one there. There's these little clips that hold it in there too. We gotta get the windshield out so we can fix all this rust right here. And get a new windshield, get some new trim. I think I'm just gonna order new trim. Yeah. But we will do our best to try to straighten this out, but that's probably not gonna happen. There we go. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't know if that's helping or not. This stuff's holding it in there really good. Wow. Well, yeah. Good Lord. I think it's gonna just be one of those pieces that's just easier to replace. The amount of time you'd have to put into trying to straighten this out and buff it and clean it. Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks kind of cool. That's custom right there. It's got like little antennas. It's got a little rust, guys. It's gonna need some love. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's just pull it out of here. Oh. Oh. It's in there. It's got some issues. Hopefully it doesn't go way up into the dash. Pretty sure this is gonna have to come off, and we got to get up under there and clean all that up. Yeah, you can see the clips here. Those clips hold the trim in, but so does all this stuff. This stuff is fused on there pretty good. And then there's even more of that stuff behind the glass. The glass sits on top of a layer of that. I think it's the same stuff. All right, let's see if we can push that windshield out. Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. And there it is. Ooh. Yeah, there's a layer of that stuff right there. I don't even know if that's the right stuff. They replaced this windshield. They might not have used the correct sealant. I'm not sure. It's still sticky and pliable, but it didn't seem like it was holding it in there very well. You can see this is aftermarket. At some point, I think they replaced it. Yeah. I'm not sure how old it is, but I don't think it's factory. The factory one, I think, would have a Volkswagen symbol on it, like that. All right, let's pull it out of there. All right, windshield is out. That wasn't too bad. Let's see how bad the rust is. See, the dash has got some cracks. We're probably going to need to order a new dash and some new trim. There's going to be a few things we need. For sure. I was really concerned about this area here. I was concerned that it was going to go through this back wall, but it looks like the back's pretty good. So there's a piece of trim here, a rubber trim, and it's got these metal things underneath it. Let's see if we can get that off of there. I guess that, yeah, there's a few different pieces of trim here. There's the VIN number. I gotta figure out how to get that out of there. Let's see if we can get this trim piece off of here. You can see it's all dry rotted. That's supposed to be like rubber. It's like a rock. This might be easier to take out after the dash is out. Well, it's coming. It's in there pretty good. Yeah, I think that goes in first, and then the dash goes in probably. Ooh. There we go. We got some pretty bad rust here. I know it looks bad, but I'm pretty sure. I think they make this piece right here. And this piece, if they don't make it, we could just cut this. Put a little patch there and a little patch there. Yeah, not too bad. All right, let's vacuum some of this stuff up. All right, it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'm happy that this is still intact because we can fix this. I think they make a patch for this area. We can patch up these little holes right here. We can clean this up. Yes, that's good. Of course, it's probably worse than it looks, but we'll dig into it. Again, this side's a little worse, I think. But at least it's not all the way through. Like, we can clean this up, cut all this out, put that new patch here. It's gonna be good. All right, let's go ahead and get the target top off. Let's get the hood and the trunk and the doors off and just start taking everything off. Get the dash out, steering wheel, all that stuff. Let's do it. All right, the target top has 4 latches. And this door doesn't open. come out here. We gotta fix that. Yeah, that's pretty bad, but we're gonna fix it. There's a latch. There's a latch here, there, and there's two latches in the back here. All right, we're gonna have this thing done before you know it. We already got the glass out and the target top off. The seats are out. We'll be ready to ride in a couple weeks. All right, let's go ahead and get the doors off. Looks like there's 3 bolts on the top, 3 bolts on the bottom, and then this thing, and it's broken on this side. All right, on the passenger side, this door latch, I forget what it's called, door stop or something like that. It's still on there. The other one was broken. It's got a little tiny cotter pin on it. All right. There we go. All right, doors are off. Doors came off real easy. Real easy. I'm gonna lube those up with some WD-40, put them back in there for now. There was a label here. Not sure what it was, but it's not there anymore. This is still here, which is cool. Gives you the model number, I think, and the features that it came with. I think that bottom number is the paint, the L31M. I'm not sure what the one above it is. If you guys know, comment below. Get all these put back in here. You kind of see underneath there, it's not painted, but maybe it's some sort of protective coating that's on the metal. Maybe that's the primer, epoxy primer, whatever they used back then. I don't know, is it necessary to use epoxy primer? Just need a little more lube. I'm surprised at how easy they came out. It was really, compared to the Beetle, although the Beetle is 10 years older. There's a light switch here for the dome light when the door opens and closes. And there's a little rubber seal here that's all dry rotted. We'll need a new one of those. We're going to need a new one of these door stops. Let's see if we can get that rear window out. It's barely in there. It's just barely hanging on. Look at that little moth right there. There's a moth trying to get through this side of the glass because the light is up here. And there's a spider right there waiting for him. Let's see if this comes up. Whoa. Man. That's some old stuff right there, boy. That's crazy. Yeah, there's some, you can see where they put some silicone right here. Something, I think that's all that's holding it right there. Yeah, maybe this. Probably all that's holding it. It's starting to come out now. Yeah, it's hitting this stuff too. Let me see if I can get that off of there. It looks like there's some little screw caps here. Yep. What's in there? Phillips? Looks like there's Phillips back in there. All right, let's get those off. I think it's turning. I can't tell. There's more little caps under here. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. There's a lot of different little screws and stuff holding this on. There's a little piece here. This is kind of like the little seat belt area where the seat belt ties in right here. And then there's a hook where you hang your clothes here, I guess. That one looks like it slides off. There we go. Yeah, it's just a rubber cap. It's crazy how stuck it is on there. It just pops off. There we go. It wraps around the back of that somehow. Oh, that whole thing comes off of there, that screw. Oh, I see. This screw ripped out because it's all rusted. Yeah. Hopefully they make this piece because this one's in pretty bad shape. There we go. All right. This side's pretty rusty too, but it's definitely better shaped than the other side. Yeah, a lot less rust over here. Alright, let's see if that window come out now. Still hitting this top part. That top part's holding it in. That's crazy. There it goes. Oh. Saved it. Woo. All right, these are kind of a pain. I'm trying a couple different things. This little stubby screwdriver works good. And also this bit is working pretty good. But you can't, it's hard to see the head of the screw in there. Because there's foam, so you can blow it out, and then you can see the screw. And there's screws underneath too. Hey, you can see the screw down in there now. It was covered with foam. So that's what we're doing, is we're getting those out of there. I think I got that one already. All right, I had to step away from that for a minute. That was kicking my butt, guys, because the screws up here don't feel like they're coming out, but I don't want to get frustrated. I'm going to take my time on it. If you guys have any tips on this, leave some comments below. We can always take that out later. Let's get to something that we can actually have some progress with. We did get the screws out. I think all the screws on the bottom we got out. I think we got all those out of the bottom. But there's these that I need to get some more work on, and I think there might be some more hiding under here. I'm not sure. If you guys know, comment below. But let's take some of this other stuff off of here. I know it looks like it slides down in this groove, but of course it's dry rotted. All right, success. Little Phillips heads, tiny little ones. Dang it. Wow. Not getting any, that one's moving. It's more of that sticky stuff. All right, that piece off. You see how the vinyl, oh, there was little washers under there. Did you guys see that? There was a couple little washers behind these. All right, we're getting somewhere, slowly. Yeah, we're gonna need some new screws. Man, how's that thing come out? A little bit of rust over here, guys, a little bit. Is there another screw behind there? Yeah. This whole section over here is just tricky. It is tricky. Let's see if we can slide that off. I think it's moving. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, there's a little bracket here that it slides onto. You can see it's pretty rusty. So, been on there a long time. It's got a couple little dings and scratches and stuff, but we'll try to clean them up. Woo! All right, that trim is giving me a hard time, so let's do something a little easier. Let's take a break from that and let's take off the blinkers. Maybe we can do that. Let's try it. Oh yeah, so far so good. Sometimes you just gotta step away from it. So otherwise I'll end up just breaking something. I don't mind the challenge. Sometimes you just gotta rethink the whole process. This stuff's got to get done too, so. All right. These are original, but they're pretty rough. You kind of see they're all flaking off, and I'm probably going to be saying this a lot during this build, but I'm pretty sure 914 Rubber makes those. And they also probably make this seal right here. And it looks like that inside of this probably is screwed in from the back somehow. That one's in pretty good shape. That little light right there. That seal is toast. And there's another seal behind it. Yeah, there's some screws up behind there we'll have to get once we jack the car up. Get that jacked up. I'll have to crawl under there in a minute. See what we're working with. Ooh, that one's dirty. All right, we'll have to finish those once we get up underneath there. We gotta get the wheel off and everything. Let's look at the tail lights real quick. The tail lights are just held on with these little knobs. Started taking these off already. And that's just for the cover, the lens cover, which this one looks like it's been replaced. Well, it says made in Germany, maybe not. Okay, that might be original. I was hoping there was no damage back here, but it looks like there could be a little tiny bit of filler right here. I don't know if that was because of rust or if it was hit. I guess we'll find out once we get all this stuff out of here. Maybe these are the original ones, so that's good. So this part of it is held in by these, looks like probably 10 millimeter or 8 millimeter nuts. We'll get those off in a second. This one says, let's see, this one, I don't see made in Germany on this one. I don't see Hella on this one. This might be a replacement, which means it might have gotten hit right here. Which you can see there is some filler issues here. So it's possible it got hit here. The inside part is original. As far as I can tell, it says Hela. It's got these little 12 millimeter nuts holding them on. Or 10 millimeter. And a little washer. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it was hit, but usually if these were replaced, it was cracked. Someone might have just, it might have just been a small little fender bender. There's some wires right there, boy. This looks like it's brown or white. Used to be white maybe with, or tan with a black stripe. Oh, they're pretty corroded. That's that first one there by itself. And looks like the rest of these are doubled up. No, these two front ones are doubled up for sure. This one is a black with a brown stripe and brown with a black stripe. This one is black with a brown stripe in the back, or it might be a white stripe. It's hard to tell. Probably used to be white. These two, hard to tell. Looks like that might have used to be white with some stripes, or tan with some stripes. Yeah, these are just, they're doubled up. There's two of them. And the ones behind it are like a darker brown, like a tannish color, and they're doubled up. I think that'll be good. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Needs a little work. It needs a little work, a little love. See, that's the original brand right there. Gila or Hela. And the lens should have that on there too, but this one does not. The other side does. So this was replaced for some reason. Look right here, you can see there's definitely a little bit of filler in here. And it may be just because this, you know, this car is 1976, so the first owner or two probably used the heck out of it. And then by 1986, 10 years later, this thing was probably off the road. It was probably rusty and sitting in the yard somewhere. And then at some point, maybe 5-10 years later, somebody bought it and did a little work to it. But yeah, I'm hoping that it wasn't hit, or if it was just real light. But it's kind of hard to tell right now. There could be some filler under there. I can't really tell. We'll find out. We will find out. All right, yeah, so there's our brownish, tannish. You could tell there's some colors in there, but we'll figure those out later. Oh yeah, we're cooking with steam now. We'll get there. This stuff takes time. There it goes. This side's a little bit better. But yeah, the colors are much better on this side. There's two brown ones or tan ones in the back, doubled up. Here is a white and red stripe looking one by itself. There's a black and green one, a yellow and black one, and an orange and white one. Those are all pretty easy to see. Definitely helps to have that to reference when you go to put them back on. Doesn't mean that they're all correct. I mean, somebody could have messed with them at some point, but they should be correct. At least it'll be a good starting point. Ooh. Yeah. we're getting into it now, boys and girls. There we go. Perfect. 2.0, yeah. All right, well, it looks, there's a screw right there for something. I don't know what that's for. That's weird. There's definitely some filler right here, guys. Probably took just a little hit right here on, probably on both sides. Or they just covered up the rust. I don't know. Something's going on there. They just, you can see it right here. We'll get all that cleaned up with the wire wheel and the DA and figure out what's happening. And then, you know, we'll just have to figure out how bad it is and can we fix it, you know? I don't know if I can make this little piece. Might have to try to find this little piece off another car or something. I don't know. We'll see, because, yeah, that's pretty bad right there. I think Restoration Design makes this back piece, this whole back section. I don't know if they make these little corners. That would be cool. You could just kind of cut it right here and splice that in. If not, we might have to go find a parts car or something. We'll see. There's definitely some body work action going on here for sure. Yeah. Well, we'll get around to it. This car, there's seals and rubbers everywhere. Just, you know, the trunk and all that stuff, and it's pretty much all dry rotted like that. So I actually ordered this stuff from 914 Rubber, I think last year, because I don't know, some of you guys probably remember I've had a few of these 914s and I've done a little bit of work to all of them, but this one's going to be, hopefully we're going to get this thing back on the road. But I was excited last year and I went ahead and ordered a bunch of stuff from 914 Rubber. And I think I already have these. I don't know. I'll have to check my box. That one's not terrible, but it's not great either. I mean, if we're going to sand the whole car down, I think, you know, putting new seals and rubber is going to be, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But there's even like these little things, all this stuff here, these little tie downs for the jack. These things here, these are little shock boots covers. The top of the shock towers are under there. These little things, all this little stuff, little rubbers and seals. We got this firewall right here and this heat thing, insulator thing. We're gonna get all that stuff off so we can clean the rust, fix the rust, and get it ready for paint. All right, let's take a break from the rear, head back up to the front, or the cabin here, and see if we can get this dash, the steering wheel, and all that stuff off, or at least start to get it off. It's probably going to be a mess. Let's do it. I think the first thing we need to do is try to get the steering wheel out of the way. If I remember correctly, this horn thing pops off somehow, or it twists off maybe. It was off at one point. I'm not exactly sure how it goes on there. I thought it was off at one point and I thought I popped it back on, but does it just pop on? I think it does. Or it twists. Maybe it twists on somehow. No. I mean, you probably wouldn't just want it to pop off when you're driving down the road. should have left it off. Feels a little like it needs a little love. Yeah, well, yeah, can't get the steering wheel off. Let's try going this way. No? You're not gonna come off for me, are you? I think I'm messing it up. Oh man. I think I broke it. How is that making sense? Well, guys, for some reason, I'm pretty sure when I got the car it was off and I put it on there and it got jammed. Probably the rust and everything, but something just went crazy. But it's off now, but then this doesn't look right either. I think this thing's supposed to come out. I think this whole thing is supposed to turn, and that's what it's not turning. And this thing's supposed to come out. You can see where these screws broke off. Yep. It's one of those days. It's one of those days. Yeah. See, that was just stuck in there like crazy. All right, we got it. This thing's supposed to just turn, and it was not turning, so I thought I was going crazy. But, you know, maybe I didn't put that on there. Maybe it was the other guy. This nut should just come right off. We're probably gonna need a new horn thing. We might be able to fix it. It's not that bad. This just glues on here, so that's not a big deal. And then we just gotta clean this up, paint it, and get these screws on there properly. And then this thing is a little boogered up. We might need a new one of these. This one got all boogered up. I'll take part of the blame. I'll take partial blame for that. Yep. We'll make it right. Let's see if we can get this nut off. It's a 27. And hopefully it's just gonna come right off. Let's see what happens. Yep. There it is. It looks like there's a washer in there. Wavy washer. Hopefully this thing just comes off. Hopefully we don't need a puller. Will it come off? Hopefully. Oh yes. See, you need some wins every once in a while to keep you motivated to keep going. All right, cool. Hopefully we didn't break anything too bad. There's some rust and stuff in here. We're gonna have to clean that up. There's some other-ish things going on in here that we're gonna have to There's 4 flathead screws here. I think that will pull out the switcher. But then I think there's some wires attached. Let's see. Steering wheel was a success. All right, success. That came right off. And it doesn't look like we damaged the steering wheel at all. Although the steering wheel is in pretty rough shape overall. It needs to be reconditioned. Let's see if we can get these little screws out of here. Keep in mind, this car was completely submerged underwater for a couple days during a hurricane flood last year. According to the previous owners, and I believe it because I can see the water damage and I saw all the water come out of the engine. It was pretty bad. Some of this work is just going to be slow and tedious, guys, so just have to come along for the ride. This isn't exactly the perfect screwdriver here. Basically, this whole dash needs to come out. Probably could have done a video just on that. It's frustrating with that steering wheel horn cover, you know, because I remember putting it on, or at least I thought I did, and I'm sure between the 4 914s I've owned, I've had the horn cover on and off, and it's like it just got seized on there somehow, and then maybe I turned it the wrong way and it got even more seized. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. That's the least of my worries, I think, is the steering wheel horn bracket. Oof. Wow. That is it's in there. That one's not coming out. It's coming out, but it's tight. For some reason, the other ones came right out. Okay, I'm thinking this comes out now, right? Yeah. But maybe the wires have to be disconnected, probably. Up in here, I would imagine. I would imagine. I'm not gonna pull on it too hard. All right, we'll do some more work on that here in a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to break out the manual. All right, let's see if we can find some of the screws holding the dash on. And I think we're gonna have to take out the switches, and we might have to take out the gauge cluster, probably. Let's go ahead and take out the gauge cluster. It looks like it's just these. One, looks like there's 4 of these. I'm sure there's some wires connected behind there. We're gonna have to see if we can recondition this gauge cluster. And you can see the corrosion on everything. That's all from this thing being underwater. Luckily, it wasn't salt water. It's still not good for it though. Yeah, there's probably gonna be some wires back there that we gotta disconnect, I would imagine. Yeah. Yeah, most likely. Okay. All right, well, we got it loose. Let's see if let's see if we can get the dash loose. All right, the gauge cluster is loose. Let's see if we can get all the screws and stuff that are holding this thing on. I'm pretty sure there's one behind here. Probably a Phillips. Yep, it's hiding in there. Oh, wow. Okay. That one came out pretty easy. I know there's some underneath here. Ooh. That one's all rusty. It's like these. One over here. Okay. Ooh. Success. Maybe. Yes. All right. Got a little trim piece right there. It's kind of pretty wild. Cool. Those are 7mm. Yeah, that helped. There's probably a couple on the other side. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming loose. It's coming loose. This thing's gonna have to be replaced. Especially now, huh? Yeah, I don't think we were gonna be saving that. I was just seeing if there was any screws up here. I don't feel any. I'm sure there's a couple under there we're missing. We're getting there, guys. Kind of. Lay down and go to sleep. Oh my God. What else we got? What is this? That looks like different size. That's definitely holding it. For sure. There's a hose here for something. Some wires. Alright. Ashtray. I think that's the one holding it. Yeah, that was definitely part of it. There's some other stuff going on, I think. Woo. Aha, I found another one. It's the bracket for the heater control. I can barely get in here, guys. But that's it right there. It's a 10 millimeter, and a little ratchet helps. It's a little sticky. It's a little sticky. And it's long too. Jeez. Well, that's definitely helping, but there's something else going on for sure. This whole area right here is stuck. All right, there's some other stuff holding it in there. I think it's partly, I think part of it is the wiring harness. Harness might be creating some resistance, so it's got to come out anyway. Let's go ahead and loosen it. Some Phillips. There it goes. Looks like everything's connected. It's all corroded and nasty, but yeah, that could be causing some resistance, a little bit. And these are all going up into the switches here. So let's see if we can get these switches off. These should turn. Look at that one split. Yep. These should twist off. But of course they're corroded on there. Yeah. Ooh, that one came off. All right. I think. Yeah. That came out. Hazard light came off. I don't know if that was supposed to come out like that. I think it was supposed to. I think this was supposed to come off the end. Did we get it? That one came out too. Lost that one. Yeah, see how that one came out? This one was supposed to come out like that too, where the shaft is still in there, but that's all right. We'll fix it later. These need to come off, and these are probably seized on there. You know, some of these techniques you wouldn't want to use if your car was pristine. Let's keep that in mind. But we're getting it done. save what we can. All right, we're getting there. Got a lot of little bits and pieces done. I got to figure out where they all go. Good. Come on, baby. I need a win. I need a win. Not this lighter. Look how stuck this lighter is. It won't even come out. It's just stuck in there. There we go. A little rusted. This probably still works. Ah! Just kidding. Battery's not hooked up. All right, guys. What else is holding it? Something holding it. Something else is holding it, guys. I think it might be this. Something to do with the steering shaft. Possibly. Well, guys, might have to call it on this one for today. Do some research and figure out what the heck is going on here. There's some stuff that is holding this, and I'm thinking that it's probably the steering column here, and all this has to come apart. So I've got to look online and figure out how all this comes apart. It looks a little tricky. It's probably not that bad once you figure it out, but I want to try not to break any of this stuff if I can. If I can not break it, that would be good. I'm thinking this plastic piece pops off of here, but it feels like it wants to pop off. I'm afraid to break it. Yeah. Something going on with the steering column holding this back. Pretty sure. But it's got to come out. We got to go through all the electricals and clean all the terminals and all that stuff. And there's rust and stuff back here too. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it at that, and we'll pick up here on the next one. I'll go do some research, figure this out, hopefully. And if you guys know, comment below. But yeah, not a bad start. We're getting there. It is beating me up a little bit, but to be expected, I guess. So I gotta go through and figure out all these bits and pieces here and get them organized. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, I appreciate it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey, there's some cigarette butts in there. What were they smoking? I don't know. Can't really tell. I don't see any good stuff in there. All right, guys. Later. We'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it. All right. Not bad. We got some stuff done. We got the glass out. The doors off. We got a couple things going on here. A couple things I need to research. Definitely getting a better idea of what's going on with the metal. And we're going to keep digging into it. We're going to get this thing completely stripped down. Yeah, we're going to get it stripped down. All this stuff's got to come off. The headlights, all that stuff. Completely stripped down to the bare bone so we can start putting in the metal from Restoration Design. Doing the body work and getting it ready for paint. We're going to put this one on the fast track, guys. 90 days. 90 days back on the road. Now, it may not be a concourse restoration, but it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. 90 days back on the road, fresh paint, new rubber, new metal, new engine, suspension, wheels and tires, all that good stuff. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe we'll get it done sooner. We're going to try. Although if it keeps going like that, it's going to take a while. We got a few things done. The most important part is to have fun, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I know I am. I do enjoy it, even though sometimes it feels like torture. Yeah, you just got to have fun and learn and explore and challenge yourself, and that we are definitely doing. All right, guys, I appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Later. Hey guys, this is a 1976 Porsche 914. We're going to restore it. We're going to try to restore it. Let's see if we can take it apart so we can put it back together.